All right, looking at number one, it says the rectangle shown is a scale model of Leslie's bedroom. This is just like 8-1. So let me go ahead and draw the scale. So this is obviously not her real bedroom. Her real bedroom is not actually 8 inches and 6 inches. That would be insane. But there's a key right here. It says for every 1 inch, it is actually 1.5 feet. What is the area in feet? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and look at what the answer should have been. I'm going to set up a proportion. I'm going to say that 1 inch for every 1.5 feet is equal to 6 inches blank feet. Okay, so I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to say I have three pieces of information. Let's cross multiply and divide. So I'm going to do 6 times 1.5 is 9. Okay, so and then I would divide by 1, but there's no point in doing that. So this is really 9 feet. I'm going to do the same thing with 8. Okay, so I'm going to do 8 times 1.5 divided by 1, which is 12. So I found the actual measurements for her room. It's really a 9 foot by 12 foot. So then the question is, what is the area of her room? 9 times 12 will give me area, length times width. So 9 times 12 is 108 feet squared is your answer. Okay, so this is exactly how 8-1 was. Number 2 is saying a scale model is drawn. It's another scale model one, and they're asking what's the actual area. So this is essentially the same question, but it's now it's a composite figure now. Okay, so the scale is still 1 inch is equal to 1.5 feet, which is the same as question one. It is saying, so let me just copy down the shape on my paper. Let me just do that. All right, so I kind of put this on my paper. 1 inch is equal to 1.5 feet. Let me find out how much 2 inches is equal to, because that's what my measurement is. So double that, and that will be 3 feet. Okay, so these are really all 3 feet. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the formula for a triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. Okay, and so then what you will have is the base here is really 3 feet times the height here, which is really 3 feet, all divided by 2. Okay, so that is the area for that triangle right there. So let me put that in my calculator. I would have base times height equals divided by 2 equals, which is 4.5. So the area of that one triangle is 4.5. So how many times does that happen? 1, 2, 3, 4. That happens 4 times. So I'm going to be smart and do 4.5 times 4 to figure out what all of that area is. Okay, so 4.5 times 4 is 18. Okay, so I know so far this area, this area, this area, and this area. I know all those areas equal to 18. So all I have left to do is try to figure out the middle. The middle is a square. So I would have, that is a different formula. That is the side times the side. So the length times the width. Okay. So that will be 3 feet times 3 feet, which is 9. Okay. So the area of the middle is 9. So I need to take my triangles, add 9 to it, and now I should have the area of the whole thing, which is 27. So the final answer is 27. And then if you look, it says 27 was the answer that you were supposed to write. All right, number 3, the right square pyramid is shown. It's a regular pyramid. It has a square at the bottom and triangles along to the point. So the question is, select all the figures that could result from slicing the pyramid with a plane. A lot of questions about plane. Plane, it just means cross section. So whatever, it's a 2D shape. So whatever cross section that you see in any of the cross sections you want to take is what they're expecting you to answer. So the answers were, oh, it don't tell me. Okay, that's okay. So I know if I cross it this way, this is straight from the book. If I cross it this way, it's going to be some type of rectangle or square. Well, actually, it says a square pyramid. So I would select square. I would select some type of triangle. Mr. Pachecky?
Yeah, and then there's one more. Trapezoid.
Trapezoid.
So there's the trapezoid, guys, is the kind of the hardest one. So like if you slice it horizontally, then it's gonna like be parallel to whatever the base is. So if you slice it this way, it's gonna look like that shape on the bottom. If you slice it vertically, it's gonna be parallel to what kind of goes up and down, which is a triangle. Now, if you slice it at an angle.
So the 3 answers are a square, because they tell you it is a square pyramid. Okay, that's if it's a horizontal cut. If it's a vertical cut, then the answer is triangle. If you cut diagonally, it's going to be a weird shape and it's going to be a trapezoid. So the 3 answers are square, trapezoid, and triangle are the 3 answers for that one. A plane slices a rectangle prism with dimensions as shown. What it will be the cross section's dimensions. Okay, so they give you a shadow of exactly what they want you to do. So I see going, it looks like some type of, if I broke this apart, it'll look like some type of square. So let me figure out what dimensions it will be. This right here is going straight down like this. So that will be 3. Okay, this is going across just like this one. So that will be 3. I'm not going to get an 8 anywhere. So 3 by 3 would be B. So B was the answer for this one. Any questions? The correct answer was 3 by 3, which was B. All right, next was, oh, this was interesting. I'll bring it over here. Okay, if you have the formula for a circumference, that formula is 2 pi r. That's the way I learned it. Sometimes I'll say you can do pi d. You can move my stuff. Area's formula is pi r squared. Okay, so if you look at these formulas and analyze them, they have a lot of similarities. This is the same. At least one of these is the same. So what you need when you're comparing is you need to, and you're trying to get A, let's say you're trying to get A, you need to get rid of this 2. So it's right now being multiplied. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So you need to divide by 2, so that gets rid of that. And then you see that you need an extra r, and it needs to be multiplied. So you're going to need to multiply times r to fulfill that requirement of that extra r. So the instructions, the correct answer is divide by 2, multiply times r is the correct answer. and that is um, letter D. D would be the correct answer for that one. All right, almost finished. We have the circumference of a circle, and they want to know what the radius is. Okay, this is very similar to what we did in our book. So we have C is equal to 50.24. They want the radius rounded to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to use the formula for radius to find my answer. Okay, I mean the formula for circumference to find my answer. Circumference is 2 pi r or pi d. Okay, either way. So I'm going to plug in, instead of putting C, I'm going to plug in C because they gave me that in my answer. And then if I'm doing pi d, all I have to do to get the variable by itself is divide by pi. So I'm going to do clear, 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 50.24 divided by pi equals 15.991. So D is equal to 15.991. So how do I get R? Didn't we say D is twice as R? So I have D. I need to do what? Divide by 2 to get R, right? So I'm going to divide by 2 to get R, which is 7.995. Now, they specifically said round it to the nearest tenth. Tenth is here. The person who makes the decision is another 9. So I need to give it a shove, give it a shove. So really, rounding to the nearest tenth gives me 8. That was one of the give it a shove, give it a shove. See if they say, yep, 8. So 8 is the correct answer for that one. Next question. Regular hexagon is shown. The hexagon is O. What is NOQ? NOQ. Oh, they told us this. What does this mean? How many degrees? 90 degrees. And then this whole line is what? Supplementary angles? 180 degrees. So I feel like we just went over something like this either yesterday or the day before. So let me just draw that out on my paper. This line, I have a 90 degrees. I have the angle I need, and I have another missing angle. Okay. So looking at, N O Q. All right. So I'm going to put that in, and then they have these options. Let me put that on my paper, bring it up. All right, so we're going to use what we know about how many triangles are in hexagons. We're going to use what we know about supplementary angles and 90-degree angles. So we're going to use all that information. All right, so there's some vocabulary you need to know for this. For example, hexagon, that means 6 of these triangles make the whole hexagon. So this is kind of how Mr. Pachecky and I are explaining it. If you know that this is 180 degrees, this is 60, 60, 60, then you know that this triangle is also 60. They didn't label it, but this triangle is 60. You know this is 90. So now you know, like, a straight line is 180. We went over that. Straight line is 180. Now you have 60, 90. So now you have all the information you need to know to solve, and the answer is 30. So NOQ, the angle NOQ is equal to 30 degrees. So that's kind of how you can find it a different way as well. But to me, this is like the surefire part that makes sense. You need to know that the triangles in a hexagon is 6 of them, which makes the circle 360 degrees, which makes the triangle 60, which gives you, with the 90, with the 60, gives you the 30. So it was just vocabulary, basically, and knowing things about shapes. Last one. The right triangular prism, they want to know the volume. Okay. The volume is area of the base times the height. And so the base is a triangle. The base is a triangle. So I need to find the area of a triangle to find the answer. So right triangle. All right, so this is 5, this is 4, and this is 3. So this is how, and all of them are inches. They want to know the answer in inches. So all of that makes sense. So let's look at the area of the base. So I need the base, which is what? 4? So this is triangle. This is the last question. This is question 8. So the base is 4, okay? The height is here, because this is a right triangle, okay? Which is the same as this, which is 5. Okay, so this area is 20 divided by 2. This is 10. So the area of this base is 10. Okay, the area of the base is 10. Now I need to times the height. The height of the shape. So volume is area of the base times the height. The height of the shape is 3. So the answer is 10 times 3, which is 30. 30 is the answer. So here it is. 30 cubic inches. 30 cubic inches is the answer. Okay, thank you.